Good morning, students. So this is the second chapter, Nutrition in Animal, class 7th. We had discussed the first chapter, Nutrition in Plants, in the previous session. So today I am going to explain all these notes, and you are going to learn the second chapter, Nutrition in Animals. So here I am going to explain this PPT. The first point is animal nutrition here, but what is nutrition and what are the nutrients you have learnt in the previous session, means in the first chapter, nutrition in plants. So once again I will revise nutrition and nutrients. So what are the nutrients? Nutrients means the components of the food like carbohydrate, vitamins, minerals, fats. So these are called as nutrients. And what is nutrition? So the mode of taking food by an organism and its utilization in the body is called as nutrition. Utilization means use. Now here the first point is animal nutrition. So you have learnt in the previous chapter the different types of mode of nutrition, that is autotrophic nutrition and heterotrophic nutrition in the plant, where in the heterotrophic nutrition you learnt about the parasitic plant, insectivorous plant, as well as saprotrophic plants and symbiotic relationship you have learnt in the previous class. But now in this chapter we are going to learn about animal nutrition. So animals get their food directly or indirectly from the plants. Means sometimes animals get directly food from the plants. For example, herbivorous animal like cow, buffalo, goat, they are directly eating the different type of grasses. So they are getting directly food from the plants. And indirectly food. Now how the animals are getting food indirectly from the plants? So now here we can see the example. Deer eat grass, and then that is the directly food from the plant, and deer is a food of tiger or lion. So lion or tiger depend upon the deer for the food purpose. So here the lion and tiger is indirectly depending upon the plant, means they are not eating plants but they are depending upon plant eating animals or herbivorous animals. Now here the second point is nutrition in animal, just I told, but again this new animal nutrition includes nutrients requirement, mode of taking food and its utilization in the body. Means each and every animal need the different type of nutrients for the growth of the body, for getting energy of the body. And mode of taking food, how they are taking food inside the body and its utilization, its use of the body, that is called as its use for the body, that is called as animal nutrition. So in different animal there is a different mode of taking food or different mode of nutrition. Now what is digestion? The next point is what is digestion. So digestion is nothing but it is a process. So digestion is a process by which complex food substances are broken down into simpler substances is called digestion. Now when we eat bhakri, when we eat chapati, that is a complex food substance which contains carbohydrates, fats, proteins, all those things. But when these complex food substances goes in the body, they get break down with the help of some digestive juices into a simple substances, that is called as digestion. You have to buy the definition, animal nutrition and digestion. Now here is the next point, that is different ways of taking food. Student, this is the activity given in your book where you have to feel all these mode of feeding and kind of food. So you read this. The first animal here given, snail, where the snail is eating the kind of food is grass and the mode of feeding chewing. Next is ant, kind of food that is given insects and the mode of feeding is crabbing. Then eagle, kind of food flesh, mode of feeding swallowing. Hummingbird, kind of food is nectar and the mode of feeding is sucking. Then for lice and mosquito, the kind of food is blood and the mode of feeding is sucking. Butterfly and the hummingbird, the same is given, and the houseflies, the kind of food is decaying matter and the mode of feeding is brewing. Now we will move on the next slide. Here some pictures of animals are shown and their mode of feeding also shown, so you can see it carefully. The next point is digestion in humans. Digestion in humans. The main parts of alimentary canal are buccal cavity, means mouth, esophagus, means food pipe, stomach, small intestine, large intestine, rectum and anus. These are the main parts of alimentary canal. The main glands are salivary glands, liver, pancreas. These are the three main glands which are present in the body in the digestion in humans. The alimentary canal and the glands together is called as the digestive system. So here in the diagram you can see properly. This is the mouth part. This is mouth. Then if you see this pipe, this mouth is called as buccal cavity. Then this pipe is called as esophagus. The spelling will start from here O. Esophagus means food pipe. As we come down, this is the liver and this is the stomach. So liver is the largest gland, esophagus is connected to the stomach, and then finally the stomach is connected to the small intestine. This is the small intestine. Here you can see the headings, labelings also given. Then small intestine. Next the small intestine is the large intestine, and then rectum, anus. So togetherly it forms a digestive system, alimentary canal as well as the glands. Here you can see the pancreas and gallbladder. Below the liver here is the gallbladder. So this is the diagram of digestive system, where you can understand what is the alimentary canal parts and what are the different type of glands. Now as you learned, again I will repeat, the main parts of alimentary canals are buccal cavity first, means it starts from the mouth, then the food pipe means esophagus, then below the esophagus stomach, then small intestine, large intestine, rectum and anus. So these are the parts of alimentary canal, and the alimentary canal and the glands together form digestive system. Now first part we will learn of the digestion in human, or the part of digestive system, that is first part is mouth, or it is called as buccal cavity. Now food is taken into the body through the mouth. The process is called as ingestion. Now ingestion means what? So taking of food in the mouth. or taking of food in the body through the mouth is called as ingestion. So in the mouth, the food is broken down into smaller pieces by the teeth. The mouth has salivary glands which secrete saliva. The saliva breaks down starch into sugar. The tongue helps to mix the food with saliva and swallow the food. Students, here you can keep one small trick for your understanding. So saliva spelling start from S. Again that saliva breaks down starch. So again starch spelling start from H. Start spelling start from S, and that starch is converted into sugar. Again sugar spelling starts from S. So here yes. You can keep this trick in your you can write this trick in your notebook. So saliva converts starch into sugar. So tongue helps to mix the food with saliva and swallow the food. Here in the diagram you can see the buccal cavity picture is shown. The next point is tongue. The tongue has taste buds to detect different tastes of food. The different regions of the tongue detect different tastes. So here you can see in the picture taste of area on human tongue. So here the person can taste bitter. Here in the front person can taste sweet, and next to the sweet in this side person can taste salty taste, and here person can taste sour. So these are the different type of regions where the person can taste different taste. So here on the tongue there are different type of taste buds which can detect, which can find, which can recognize the different type of taste of the food. So these regions are shown here. Next point is teeth. There are 4 types of teeth. They are incisors, canine, premolar and molars. So here in the picture they are shown well. Incisors, what is the use of incisors? So these incisors help in biting and cutting of the food. So when we take a small piece of biscuit and when we keep in our mouth, so our incisors helps to bite that biscuit, to cut that biscuit. And then canines, that helps in the piercing and tearing the food. In case of flesh, animals use this canine to pierce and tear the flesh. Premolars and molars, these premolars and molars help in chewing and grinding the food into fine particles. So these food particles are get chewed and grinded by these premolars and molars. So here in the table you can see the types of teeth are shown: incisors, canine, premolar and molar. The number of teeth in lower jaw and upper jaw is given with the total number of teeth. So lower jaw has incisor 4, upper jaw has incisors 4, and total there are 8 incisors in our mouth. Then canines, there are 2 at each jaw, there are total 4 canines. Premolars and molars, there are 10. So at lower jaw as well as upper jaw, so total there are 20 premolar as well as molars. So here you can see in the diagram if you see this first 4 teeth, that is incisor, then near to incisor this is the canine, and near the canine the premolars are shown, and then next to the premolar these are molars. So in this way the structure of teeth is present. So here you can understand how many incisors, how many canines, how many molars, and how many premolars, and how we use all of them to grind, to chew, to bite the food. So this is the most important. Now after the teeth you will learn the next point is the food pipe. The food pipe, it is also called as esophagus. The food pipe passes along the neck and the chest. The swallowed food is pushed down by the movement of the walls of the food pipe into stomach. Now you have to note down here the walls of the food pipe. They are made up of muscles, so they have one different type of rhythmic movement, and that walls of the food pipe helps the food to push down into the stomach. So the food after biting, chewing from the mouth, it comes in the food pipe, means esophagus, then it comes into the stomach. Now the second point is the stomach. The stomach, it is a sac like structure, and the stomach secretes digestive juices, hydrochloric acids, and mucus. The digestive juices breaks down proteins. Hydrochloric acid makes the medium acidic and kills bacteria which enter along with the food. Now here, when the stomach secretes some digestive juices, so here in the stomach the food get digested partially, because that digestive helps to break down proteins. Here then the hydrochloric acid also secreted in the stomach, so that acid makes the medium acidic, because that acidic medium very helpful for the food, because when we eat something, sometimes unknowingly some bacteria goes in our food, and from the food it goes in our stomach. So it should not cause any type of disease there. So this acidic medium or this acid kills the bacteria which entered along with the food. Then the mucus, it is secreted by the stomach only, because that mucus protects the inner lining of the stomach from the acid. So acid sometimes cause irritation on more secretion, so our inner lining of stomach should not get any type of harm from the acid. That's why our stomach secretes a mucus which can protect the inner lining of the stomach from the acid and keep the stomach safe. Next point is the small intestine. Then the food. Now the food from mouth, it comes in esophagus, then it pushed down into the stomach, and then from the stomach the food will get pushed down into the small intestine. So this small intestine is a long tube, and that long tube receives secretion from the liver and pancreas. Here the liver is the largest gland which can secrete bile juice, and the pancreas is also one type of gland which can secrete the pancreatic juice. So these two type of juices are get received by this small intestine, and this small intestine again secrete one digestive juice in it. So the liver is the largest gland in the body. As I told, it secretes the bile juice, and that bile juice is stored temporarily in the gallbladder, and when it is required, then it comes from gallbladder and it pushed down into the small intestine. And there in the small intestine, this bile juice from the gallbladder breaks down the fats. So to break down the fat, the bile juice is most important. To break down the starch into sugar, salivary gland secrete that saliva, that is important. And then pancreas secretes the pancreatic juice which breaks down the carbohydrates and proteins. Now here the function of the juices are also given. It may come for match the pair also. So pancreatic juice break down carbohydrate and protein. Here bile juice break down fats. You have to note down this. The intestinal juice completes the digestion of starch into glucose, fats into fatty acid, and glycerol, and protein into amino acid. Now see here, here in the small intestine, all these intestinal juices, for example bile, pancreatic juice, and the and the digestive juice of the small intestine, all these intestinal juices helps in the digestion process, and in the small intestine complete digestion takes place. So here in the small intestine, finally starch get completely converted into glucose, fats get completely converted into fatty acid and glycerol, and the protein get converted into amino acids. So here you can see complex food, whatever we ate or whatever animal ate, that complex food finally converted into simple substances. Complex food substances finally converted into simple substances. So here the digestion is completed. Next point is, here in the diagram you can see all the diagrams are shown here. Again I will explain to all of you. This is the buccal cavity or mouth. From this the food comes in this esophagus, food pipe, and from the esophagus it comes in this stomach, and from the stomach then it goes in the small intestine, and from the small intestine then it pushed down into the large intestine. So this is diagram of human digestive system. Here you can see a small intestine as well as large intestine. So this is the small intestine, which is a long tube-like structure, and this is the large intestine. So this one is the large intestine, and this middle portion is called as small intestine. Small intestine is about 7.5 meters long, and the large intestine about 1.5 meter in length. So this is a interesting fact about this small intestine and large intestine.